Welcome to Nino's Corner.tv, everybody. I got a call from Juanito saying he needs to relay a message. It's very timely. It's a very serious message. I was going to take a day off today, but I'm going to go ahead and do this anyway. Juanito, can you hear me, Juanito?
Nino, Nino.
Well, I appreciate you joining me, Juan. And folks, before I get kicked off on this is supposed to be a very, very serious broadcast. Uh, to go into the minutia of it and the details of it, go to ninoscorner.tv. We'll be uploading there right after this to talk about everything and ask the questions you want. I have a lot of questions to ask Juan about this regarding this situation. Would it be wise, am I saying this correct, Juanito? Would it be wise to kind of not go to the inauguration? Maybe it should be postponed. Maybe. Am I saying that right? Is that the way you want me to say this?
No.
Okay, so how do you want to? All right, I don't know. Go ahead.
Here's the issue, Nino. I just asked you to post a couple of articles that we've been polishing and passing around behind the scenes for a little bit, concerning some of the threat vectors that are coming our way here as a country, and then
real threats that are coming our way to this country starting
and
now.
that are, well, they've already started, and they've been growing in intensity. So the real question is it in the national interest? It's a very serious question. You got to think about all the ramifications of what I'm saying here, Nino. And then, by the way, before I say it, I try really hard to help people not to overreact, go, into crazyville and like that, because there's so many people, they want a clickbait story. They want to hype something up to get, people to come listen and all of this stuff. So I say what I'm about to say in a very, let's think this through. Everybody's put your mind to what's going on here, and let's have a serious adult conversation about our situation here in the country. And my question out to your listenership, Nino, and I will be putting this out other places, and I've asked others to do the same. Is it actually in the national interest, under the circumstances that we face and we believe are in play right now? And everybody in this audience is seeing aspects of it. Is there some kind of a decapitation threat to try to pick a moment to take out leadership that's just now coming into office? And obviously I'm on FluffTube. I am couching this a certain
I'm trying
way,
to be as indirect as possible here, but before we
Yeah.
get into this, let me knock out this commercial one.
All right.
Folks, as this gets crazy, which it is, it's already crazy if you're watching the LA fires, and this looks like it's just going to intensify and escalate. As we enter 2025, de-dollarization is accelerating. China and BRICS nations are reducing their dependence on the US dollar, and their secret weapon is, drum roll please, gold. China is buying gold quietly, underreporting their purchases. Why? Because they know gold's global value, its ability to withstand economic shocks, and its immunity to manipulation. This isn't just about nations, it's about you, folks. Gold is your personal hedge against uncertainty. Noble Gold Investments can help you secure your financial future with gold. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com now, and with a qualified account, receive 10 1-ounce silver American Eagle coins. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. All right, Juan, sorry. Let's get into this.
So, the question is it actually in the national interest to proceed with the inauguration ceremony in D.C. in the normal manner? It's not a matter of postponing. That's not an option. But is the threat level rising now, what we would call a condition black? Is there
you call what? You call it what? Condition black?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Well, is there some need to pause the normal process, to not ask people to come to one large major location, or leadership to come to one location where some type of a threat, one of any number, could come into play and then take out that leadership in a soft moment. You're not even in a building. And as good as the security services may be when they're being operated correctly, has it actually been improved that much over events that happened through the summer? And how much can you protect in a wide open situation? When you have a principle that you're trying to protect and you have a known threat, a lot of times, somebody's just going to jump in front of something or, whatever. Sometimes the threat's great enough that you can have as many people as you want around them, and threats can rise to a different level. The articles that I asked to have posted are written really to a military audience, higher command. But the folks here, we have a pretty astute audience. I think they can, scan past some of the stuff that might be terminology or abbreviations that they may not fully grasp and get the gist of it.
Do you think I can show them here on Fluff TV, Juanito, or no?
No.
Okay, so then can we show them on the Nino's Corner.tv maybe?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
But you're saying I do have permission. I've also posted them on my Telegram, folks. That's Nino's Corner. If you don't want to go to Nino's Corner.tv, go to my Telegram, Nino's Corner, and it's posted there. I couldn't post it to X for some reason. I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't know why it's not posted there, but so if you want to go to my Telegram, you can see it there as well. It's right there for free. But we'll be talking about it more in depth on Nino's Corner.tv.
And I'll be talking about the other shows. In fact, I asked my chief staff, Matt, and the folks over at PPN, Patriot Party News, if I could do a broadcast later this evening and get into some of this, and other places. So, this is about having a broader conversation and initiating it right now. And I would ask the listeners here to, consider it and pass it around and let's talk about it. It shouldn't be taken lightly. Does it make sense with the types of threats that we know are out there and are some of which I can't even hint to here in this format, because they only want baby talk here. But we should be having a serious conversation. Does it make sense? Would you put everything, all your eggs in one basket, when you know that there's elephants walking around you and the basket could get kicked over very easily? There's monsters lurking here. Who, at the nation state level, do not want this administrative change to occur smoothly. And if they had the chance to take out the upper echelons in just one strike or blow, what we would call a decapitation moment, you could really hinder us moving forward, trying to get the situation in the country back under control.
You see this as a direct, you really do see this as a threat, Juanito. You do see this as a probability? Because I know a lot of people that are going. Hold on, let me just finish. I know a lot of people that are going to the inauguration.
Well, and let me say this. You could, and probably should, go ahead and have your parties and galas and everything else if, in fact, out across the nation, people, instead of, hiding under the bed or something, should be having some celebratory moments, just more personal. And what I'm worried about, a threat vector towards people gathering at a modest level isn't going to take the country out, or it's not the kind of a target that's necessarily –, easy for somebody to strike or even want to try. the real concern is that you're putting a lot of appointees, people are coming in to control locations, and then the principal himself right out there. And even with all the security, some of the things that are going on right now are so wild, that appear to have some legs to them. That why would you take the chance? And I think you have to put this in. This isn't about loan anybody. This is nation state level.
Wow. Oh, be
And you
careful here,
have
Juanito,
to,
because
I got
this
it. I'm
is
being
still
careful.
YouTube.
I got it. I got it. But again, uh, what could be encompassed in that question statement? And if there is some aspect to that, certainly while it may have existed at other times or every time that we have something like this is definitely a different moment. And even we'll talk about it on the other on the back channel, but events occurring across the country right now, we have a very solid things that have happened where people have been taken into custody and that show establish really unequivocally, as far as I'm concerned, that we have nation state level actors operating domestically right now. And so, one of the things that happens in the press, we had, we're missing. I don't even say. I probably can't say it here on YouTube. I'm sorry.
People
I
are gonna
don't
get
want to.
pissed off, but I mean, okay, but let's at least
I
say this.
look, okay, listen, hold
No,
on,
no,
hold on. I want them to go to your channel, but you're also going to be able to hear this on other locations. I just gave you one a moment ago, and I will talk more detailed there. I'm not trying to be squirrely or
right.
whatever. It's because we're on this exact bullshit location that wants everybody to run around in diaper brain. Okay? Excuse me, we're grown up. But it is kind of the neon light thing out in the middle of the street. Hey, everybody, go here, go there. It's a sign. So I'm using it the way it's supposed to be used. I'm telling you, hey, go find us, whatever. It's a flashing sign. We're here. It's a commonplace.
I got
And
you.
now let's go where we can actually have a real conversation.
I got you.
Okay. And I think it's a serious
But you are saying here to the YouTube audience that warning flash, warning flash, warning flash. Maybe not everyone should be
I am not talking
gathering
about
in
people
one
not going to the
location.
location. That's not what I'm worried about. I am actually not. I don't think that an action would be taken just because you have a large gathering at any event. That's not going to help this crowd's purposes. What they're looking for is a decapitation event, and that is different than a sensationalistic event.
They want to take out the head of the snake. They want to just wipe it out one quick whack.
Well, we're not the snake; they're the fucking snake.
Well, I know that. I'm just saying,
but
like,
yes, they want to take out the leadership.
Oh man.
And decapitate what is coming into play, into power. Why? Because at the level that we're talking here, it's not even party stuff. This is what we're facing right now is not just a policing battle, a party leadership battle within our own political system. This is something far more serious, and we need to treat it as such. We don't have the luxury of pretending that there's not some really important things at stake for a lot of people. Even certain things that have happened with the apprehensions over the last 2 days solidify the concern. Where we could have to guess at some things, we really don't have to guess right now. And so we need to operate accordingly. Are you going to put the king at risk in this chess game. Does that make sense at this moment in time? Or are the threats substantial and real enough? Why take a chance? And from a citizen standpoint, if you're going to do it, then everybody's going to want to show up. If you're not doing it, everybody disperse. Look, I'd have the party, I'd have the ball.
What are you telling my audience?
I'd have fun. I'd have fun with the fact that we have a change of administration, and I'd still get together at a more local level.
Okay.
I wouldn't put all your eggs in one basket in one location and make it easy for somebody to do something that would.
So are you telling people not to go?
No, I think, in fact, there's a number of us that are meeting out there for various reasons in that region, but I don't think it makes sense. That's my question to this audience. Do they agree or disagree? Should we just go ahead and have an inauguration as we normally would, or should the principal maybe do it from a more secure location and broadcast it? By the way, Nino,
could that happen?
Yeah, easily. Yeah, piece of cake. There's plenty of places.
Are they going to? Is that going to happen? Could they cancel it in a couple of days from now, or a few days, and do it in a different location?
What I think is the conversation that your listenership and others are going to need to have over the next few days. And my question is this: I think there's a go no go date that probably, where you have to make that decision if you're going forward or not, if you go about it differently. And I would say that's by sometime on the 17th of January. That
really
keeps people from traveling that may be coming from more disparate locations if they don't want to, and an understanding that this is in the national interest, that we're taking a breath and we're not going to just do something.
But Trump's having a rally on the 19th. I mean, a lot of people are going to be going.
Yeah, it's a go, no go. Do we really want to do this?
Hold on, Juanito, why would he even do that? Why would he say we're going to have a rally if these threats are looming? Why would he even want to do a rally?
Well, the rally was announced quite a while ago. Okay. And it's a very fun thing. But has the situation in the country changed even in the last week?
No, it's gotten way worse.
And when you realize some of the vectors where things are coming from in what's going on here, everybody in this audience has things that come up. And as much as you want to do something, you like doing it or whatever, you might modify the way you're doing it or where you're doing it. You plan a wedding and it's going to rain like cats and dogs. You're going to move indoors. It's an outdoor wedding. You have some weather event or whatever. Do you move it to a different weekend or whatever? We do not want to change the moment, the hour of the baton handoff here at all.
But you do see I can say interruption. There could be an interruption for the inauguration.
Well, again, words mean things. I want to make sure they're absolutely precise. That inauguration ceremony goes off on time, period. No ifs, ands, or buts. Now, where the actual event takes place doesn't have to be in that public location. We can broadcast it, everybody can watch on their phones, TV, whatever. In fact, I would stipulate this. If you want to have more eyes on that inaugural moment than ever in history, probably any event that's ever occurred in history, do it from a secure location with everybody present, and don't do it out in that public location. There's stuff even in the articles. There's stuff I haven't even mentioned yet that
let's dive into this. Let's go into
are 2 weeks old. One's a couple days old, but the other one's almost 2 weeks old. And remember, those are the work.
This is from your
place.
chief of staff, correct, Juanito? Or this is from your?
No, this is this is within other conversations, but I'm going to do a show with my chief of staff here over at Patriot Party News this evening. Yes, as I
Okay.
said, I think it's going to be 6 Central.
Okay.
So,
So you're going to be
but
doing.
in all that, because people to, I want people to have this conversation. It's an important conversation. If with as much at stake as we have right now, and remember, we're here on Fluff too, but there's all sorts of stuff I'd love to say. We'll say it in other places, other times. Uh, does it make sense to even take a chance after all the work, all the labor, all the activity that has got us to this moment in time, understanding just what's at stake? Because I've mentioned to this audience exactly who was behind the uh, way that leadership was captured 4 years ago and what's at stake there. I haven't minced words and what's coming. I think most of your audience is well aware of that. And the ones that don't, or they want to, throw bullshit. Okay, I'm asking a question. Under the circumstances, with things that are happening right now and threats expanding and intensifying and things in play, we got good intelligence on a number of things. And you've got people watching from all through your audience that have all seen stuff that doesn't make sense. How come government agencies are pretending they don't know what's going on, or in fact don't know what's going on, and it's obvious? What could be behind that? Because is there some kind of something else going on in the background that you're not being told the truth about? Under the circumstances, the risk is so great, it doesn't make sense, in my opinion, to pretend that this is a normal situation and to, stick your head in the sand. Too much at stake. And in fact, I think that the decision on where to do that handoff, leadership change. Look, Trump was not present in D.C. in the last inauguration. Does he have to be present in D.C. to receive, be inaugurated? Can he be at a secure location, even if it's in D.C.? That's far more secure.
Do you believe,
And
honestly, Juanito, are you putting? Is this going to? Do you see this happening? Do you think this is going to be called off
I
and
think
done
Trump is
somewhere?
even. I think Trump is even intoned that at the moment of the passing of the baton, that it will not be a normal situation in the aftermath of that handoff of power. He said within 2 hours they'll be fully operational. Well,
Jeez.
in a normal situation, they're at the ball, they're at the, shaking hands on the front porch of the White House with the outgoing people, a bunch of other things. But there's something else bigger. There's more at stake, and I would argue that yeah, the reality is we actually are in a wartime scenario.
Okay. Well, that's
So
good enough for here, Juanito. Let's take it back
yeah,
to the back channel. Let's go. Let's dive deep in this. I have a lot of questions. All right, folks. Nino's Corner.tv and go to thejennifermac.com. Right, Juan?
and by the way, Nino, there's something that Jen posted over there. We actually have kind of a signing thing and a private conclave for a few folks that might be wanting to do that. I don't do anything public for the most part very often, but we decided to do something fun there. And I do think it's important everybody understand. No, we're not stopping the ship. We're not going to go hide under the bed and cry. Country's moving on. We're just being very understanding that some things need to be reconsidered at this moment in the public interest,
Okay.
and not do stuff that can be wild. But there is something special over at thejennifermac.com that if people want it. And by the way, I think that the metals in let me say one other thing here in this channel before we go over there, Nino. If California was a country, it would be the 10th largest economic entity on the planet. And it's been steadily that way for quite a long time. With the damage in LA that's occurred, and then the desire, the statements that you're going to have the federal government pay all the expenses of this whole thing. On the low side, even though you're hearing crazy figures right now that sound crazy in the first place, the reality is those are still low with the damage in the infrastructure. And some of the stuff that we'll talk about in the back channel, and I will talk about other places than this particular thing here, because they just don't want to hear it. They don't want you to have an honest, deep conversation.
Let's jump on there right now.
Hold on. Let me just finish one thing. I want people to know this. The economic impact is so deep at so many different levels. When California had huge fires back, I think it was 1907 previously, the devastation was so great, the cost of repair was a fraction of what it is now. Yet at that time, it was very severe. It actually took the country into a depression. It was the basis for all of the banking issues where JP Morgan came in and rescued the country, stabilized the stock market. And then the Federal Reserve and the IRS were created in the wake of the California fires at the beginning of the last century. There's things in play here that go way beyond what here. And the numbers, and then the economic instrument will be many times that you do with various things in the monetary markets. And so whatever number they decide, currently today, with looking forward to the end of the fires, something around $2 trillion, because they're not done. So with that in mind,
is China going to take all that land?
Let's talk about this on the back channel. But the other thing is, by the time you get done, you're probably talking realistically $5 trillion as a minimum to do the build out. And then if you add in what they want to do, it could be closer to 7 to 12 trillion, depending on how that goes and how much time you're looking at it over. The effect on the national economy and out across the world. When Iran said that something was going to happen just a few hours before this all started, Iranian leadership posted about this. They weren't kidding, and it'll affect the whole world. You're watching something that'll affect the whole world, but that's just one side. They play ping pong. Started here. Where's the next ball going to bounce? All right, let's go. Let's go to the back channel.
Okay, Juanito, I'll send you a link right now. Let's do that.
Yep. And go get a silver Megador. Have some fun.
𝗔𝗯𝗶𝗋𝗶.com. All right, come on, let's get over there.
All right, bro.